How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be continuing What If Namekians Got Zenkais. In the last part, we dealt with the defeat of Frieza. So, if you missed that, then make sure to go and check it out up above. Today, though, we're going to be heading into the Android Saga. So, if you want to see more of this scenario, then let's see if we can get this part to 300 likes. As if we hit that, then I'll make sure to make another part. As always, huge shout out to all of my amazing patrons for all of your continued support, as it really means a whole lot. This video was a patron suggestion by my patron, Always0. So, if you want to be like them and get your what if made into a video, then make sure to click the link down below to pledge. It would really mean a lot. With all that out of the way, let's get right back into this video. We last left off with the Z-Fighters training hard after the defeat of the Saiyans. Vegeta managed to escape in the end, but they don't know when and if he's going to be coming back, so they make sure to keep up their training. Piccolo's around to make sure Goku doesn't slack off in peacetime again, so him and Goku really let each other have it. They don't completely kill themselves constantly like they were doing against the Saiyans, as they don't really feel the need to, but they're still getting a lot more powerful without that. They continue on as normal training for the next couple of years until we get our visitor from the future, Future Trunks. As I established last time though, this Future Trunks is a very different one from the main timeline. Since Vegeta is dead, and Yamcha and Bulma have hooked up here, that means that this kid is a full human and the son of Yamcha and Bulma. When Trunks has shown up in the past, he makes sure to try and gather all the Z-Fighters and talk to them about the upcoming battle with the androids. Goku died from a heart virus before they even showed up, and the others mostly died in the first assault. The only one who survived was Gohan, since he never was sent in to fight at all. He did some training with his dad on and off, but he wasn't ever able to go and fight, which bothered him a lot as he felt responsible for his father's death. Gohan and Chi-Chi began to train together to avenge Goku, and while Gohan did grow stronger, he was nowhere near as powerful enough to stop the androids. This angered him greatly, which allowed future Gohan to ascend into the Super Saiyan form. With this new power, Gohan thought he could stand a chance to the androids, but Chi-Chi warned him against it, as he needed to get a rein on his kind of power first. Since Trunks was older in this timeline due to him being born earlier, he wanted to train with Gohan as well to avenge his father's death. Gohan and Trunks trained together, and through this training, Gohan was able to grow more and more powerful with the Super Saiyan form, and Trunks got stronger in his own right. Eventually, the two felt confident enough in being able to go and fight the androids, and Chi-Chi, who had been training as well, wanted to go along with them to make sure they were safe. The three went to fight the androids, and this didn't go well for them at all, as they were beaten around hard by them. And this even resulted in the death of Chi-Chi. Gohan exploded in anger and tried to avenge his mother, but the androids just completely decimated him, and he lost an arm in the process. After a few years of more training, things would play out as normal for the future timeline, with Gohan trying to train Trunks to get stronger, and Gohan eventually dying in the end. Since Trunks is human, he has no way of gaining a new power, so he couldn't fight the androids by himself. He waited until his mom's time machine was ready, and once it was, here he is. Everybody in the past hates to hear what becomes of them in the future, and they swear to Trunks that they'll do everything in their power to make it right. Trunks thanks them all and says he hopes to survive, and in 3 years he'll come back again to help. Once Trunks gives Goku the heart medication, he returns to the future. The Z-Fighters all wonder what they should do, and this is when Kami communicates with Goku and Piccolo, telling them to come to the lookout. They both show up, and Kami says he heard the whole thing from Trunks, and he thinks now is a chance for him to go and train with King Kai. He wanted to hold off during the Saiyan invasion, as he didn't want mortals being able to go in the other world when they're not dead. But he figured at this time, he has no choice. If they go to King Kai now, then they'll be able to get a whole lot stronger, and maybe they'll be able to stop these androids. If Trunks' story to be believed as well, then the two should have Gohan go off with them as well. After that transformation of his, then they may be able to survive. Goku is always up for more training, and Piccolo has grown close with Goku now and is willing for the training, even with Gohan, as he has grown closer to the kid in these years too. It takes a while for Goku to convince Chi-Chi, but after he tells her what happens in the future, how she ends up training him himself and still dies, she feels that if her future self did something like to train her kid, then it must have been really serious. So she allows Goku to take Gohan and train. The three are taken by Kami to King Yama's and are allowed to go down Snake Way to get to King Kai. It takes a while for Gohan to keep up, but since Goku and Piccolo are a lot more skilled, they make it to King Kai's in only a couple of days. Once there, King Kai is able to train the three in his techniques. Of course, Gohan is going to struggle with it 10 times Earth gravity, but Goku and Piccolo will be able to help him get used to it and be able to make some meaningful gains. King Kai has already been told about the android issue on Earth and is able to train them accordingly for the fight ahead. The first thing he's able to teach Goku and Piccolo is the Kaioken. which will increase their overall power by a gigantic margin. Since the two both have Zenkais as well, pretty much once they recover from using this technique, they'll get even stronger than ever. Gohan is too young to use it right now, but eventually he will once he gets some more training done. Goku and Piccolo are able to get the Kaioken down pretty fast, and since they're stronger here, they can use ×3 right off the bat and spar with each other that way. As the days go on, they're able to increase their Kaioken levels more and more, and after around a year, they can get it to ×10. Gohan has been able to get stronger in this year, and is able to actually achieve the Kaioken and get it to ×3, but only in small bursts. Goku is also taught the Spirit Bomb, which he is able to use off pretty well and master in this time, unlike in canon. Piccolo has a chance to learn this move as well, but he decides to just stick with the Kaioken and evolve that to higher levels. The three have gotten a lot of power in this time to the point where King Kai has nothing left to teach them, so they decide to head back to Earth and train some more on their own. Back on Earth, Goku and Piccolo are able to evolve the Kaioken further, and without the gravity weighing him down, Gohan feels free to power up his Kaioken more as well. Goku in this time is able to keep up with his Kaioken, but not able to access the power of the Super Saiyan. Since all he did was hear about it, he was never able to really get to know how to access it, as he didn't have the visual representation to make him able to use it. Though he's able to get his Kaioken to at least a ×25. Piccolo's his generation ability is able to push his Kaioken to ×30, so at this point, he is stronger than Goku is. Gohan can get his to ×5, but he's mainly focusing on getting stronger without the Kaioken. They all think they're ready for the androids, and on the fateful day, all the Z fighters go out to fight. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt the video, but it's sponsorship time. This video is sponsored by Fandom Ion, who sells some really great anime and manga merch, and a bunch of other cool merch for some pretty cool prices, such as Marvel merch as well for all you Marvel nerds like me. If you want to get these fine items for an even lower price, then make sure you click the link in the description down below and put in a discount code DAMON for not 5% off, but 10% off of your order. Again, that's code DAMON for 10% off of your order. Hopefully, you won't regret your purchases. Now, let's get back into the video. As Trunks predicted, Android 19 and 20 arrive on the scene, and they're on the same strength as they would be in canon, but maybe a little weaker. Jiro never got any data on the Kaioken or the Great Ape, as he decided to stop tracking them after they went off to King Kai. But since Piccolo was stronger here than he was in canon, that makes up for it, so he was able to power up the androids a little more. Goku goes first in trying to take down 19 with his ×25 Kaioken, though since he is weaker than in canon, he's not able to fare very well against him, and is beaten down pretty bad, especially once the heart virus kicks in. Piccolo and Gohan go in to help him, and with these two working together with their Kaioken, they can at least put up a good fight. 19 is still very strong, though the two begin to battle smartly, and Piccolo realizes that 19 can absorb energy through his hands, so he decides to bait him with a special beam cannon. 19 puts his hands out to absorb it, though since it is a drill, he's able to drill right through his hands and through his body. 19 is weakened considerably by this attack, and Gohan and Piccolo are able to finish him off with a dual Masenko. Jiro is pretty angry now and goes to finish them off himself, until Tien fires a tri-beam at him from behind, informing him that he is outnumbered here. Jiro realizes this and fires off a blast to distract them as he disappears into the mountains. Krillin brings Goku back to his house as the others search for Jiro in the mountains, and this whole ordeal plays out as it did in canon, except with no Vegeta there, of course. Eventually, Piccolo and Jiro fight it out, with Piccolo faring kind of well in his ×30 Kaioken, but still not enough to fully take Jiro down on his own. Thankfully, the others are there to help him out, but once Trunks arrives to distract the others and reveal that these aren't the androids, Jiro gets away again. Instead of going to search for him and stop the other androids from being unleashed, Piccolo is really frustrated that he couldn't defeat that clown or the old man by himself. He was trained by a god from the other world, and has countless Zenkais under his belt, but he was still outclassed. It's embarrassing, and he needs to make this right. He informs the others that they need to follow Jiro, but he'll be back soon. Piccolo flies up to Kami's lookout to talk with him and tell him that he thinks it's time. Kami knows exactly what Piccolo is talking about, and says he thinks so too. He's been watching the fight and doesn't want it to come to this as the Dragon Balls are at stake, but after seeing how the others couldn't handle these androids and now there are two more powerful ones out there, then there really isn't a choice, and they need to fuse together to end this madness. Kami says goodbye to Mr. Popo, puts his hand on Piccolo, and the two fuse back into the nameless Namekian. As this new Namekian warrior, Piccolo is amped up super hard. He's around the same power as he was in canon with this fusion, and the fusion boost helped that with a stronger body. He can now push his Kaioken power to times 50, giving him his own Super Saiyan type boost. Piccolo says that now he can end these androids and prevent Trunks' future from happening, and flies down to the others to stop them. The other Z fighters found Jiro's lab and witnessed 17 and 18 being unleashed and killing Jiro. Before they can turn on them, Piccolo arrives at the lab and stares the two down. All the others are surprised by how strong Piccolo is now. He tells them to back off as he'll end these guys for good. Piccolo rushes the two androids, who are surprised at how strong Piccolo has become. These two are slightly weaker than in canon 2, but can still put up a good match against Piccolo and his base. But once he powers up into his Kaioken times 50, they're literally no match whatsoever. Piccolo isn't going to let these guys take over the planet and cause what it became in a future timeline, so he gives them no mercy and destroys them in no time flat. The Z fighters can't believe Piccolo was able to take them out so fast, and Trunks is very happy to see that Piccolo took out the people who ruined his life and everybody else's lives so fast. He only wishes that Piccolo would have fused like this in his timeline, then everything might have gone a lot easier for everyone. With the androids gone, Piccolo is the savior of the planet, and things basically go back to normal. Trunks asks for Piccolo's help though, as while the androids here are destroyed, the ones in his future would still be there, so he wonders if Piccolo could go with them into the future and help him against those ones as well. Piccolo has no issues with it, though he lets Trunks know that once this is over, he should travel to a planet called Namek. He was told by King Kai about the existence of other Namekians on Namek, and he's wanted to visit there for a while now, but was waiting until this android threat is over and done with. Since Namek has Dragon Balls, then maybe Trunks can head there and revive all those who were killed. Trunks says it's worth a shot, and Piccolo is happy to give him the coordinates that King Kai gave him. Before they're able to take off though, Piccolo senses a disturbing energy somewhere in Ginger Town, with hundreds of lives being snuffed out, and goes to investigate. Piccolo is disturbed to see so many piles of clothing everywhere, with so many dead. This is when he discovers Cell, who has absorbed all these people, trying to gain more power to be able to take down the androids. Piccolo is disturbed by this creature, and Cell explains his plans to absorb 17 and 18 to achieve his perfect form. Piccolo informs the creature that those two are dead, as he made sure to end their lives himself. Cell is shocked to hear that these two are dead here too, and explodes in rage, as he basically made this time-traveling trip for nothing. Cell attacks Piccolo in two of a big battle as in canon. Though again, once Piccolo activates his Kaioken times 50, Cell is no match, and Piccolo destroys him too with little to no effort. Yeah, that's right, Piccolo just speed ran the Cell saga by taking out the androids in Cell completely. That's how powerful he's gotten with the fusion, the Zenkais, and the Kaioken. With Cell defeated, Piccolo heads into the future to destroy those androids too, and make sure to give Trunks the directions to Namek. Trunks thanks Piccolo for all of his help, and Bulma is happy to see one of her old friends back to them. Thankfully, with Piccolo's input, she can find Kami's old ship and repair that to be able to bring them to Namek. With the future all set now, Piccolo returns to the present just in time for Goku to wake up and see how powerful Piccolo has become. Goku is super happy that Piccolo has grown this strong, and is eager to test him out and try to get more powerful himself. He wishes he could have seen the androids or the Cell creature though. Piccolo says they weren't really anything special once he fused, so Goku would have been disappointed. Goku says he's probably right, and that he hopes one day he'll actually be able to fight side by side again for a bigger threat. Piccolo says he'd like that too, and they begin to train together once more. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. A lot of you thought this was leading to a bad ending in the last part, surprisingly. But no, with the Kaioken and Piccolo and Kami fusing, we're not ending this scenario yet. In the next part, we're going to be going ahead with the Buu Saga, and seeing how this stronger Piccolo can participate there. If you want to see that faster, then make sure to get this video to 300 likes, as once we hit that, I'll start to work on another part. Thank you all so much for watching, and until we meet again. See you later!